Hi and welcome to Poor Pete's. I'm Pete. In today's video, I wanted to discuss with you a little bit about bending a bow. And there's two methods that I use to bend a bow. One of them is steam, and the other one is just a dry heat. So with steam, I found it to be more successful with wet green wood. And with dry wood, I found it more successful to do a dry heat. So with the dry heat, you always want to make sure that you put a type of oil on your wood as it's going to dry it out. So even steam bending, they say, dries out the wood, which you would think would be very ironic, but when I pull it out of the steamer, it's actually so hot and steaming off that it's actually really dry. I'm really surprised many times. All right. So we got our linseed oil. That's what I like using. And we got a little cloth. And I'm just going to soak that into the wood where I'm going to be heating it. And the reason why I'm heating this is because I want the string alignment to be where I want it to be. And I can show that to you real quickly here. If you look down this bow, you can see that that's pretty straight. But when I get up to there, you can see that it's running off to this end. And I would like that to come back. There's also another thing going on right there. And you can see that it also has a little bit of a roll or twist in it. A twist would probably be more accurate. And am I more concerned about the twist or string alignment? In this case, it's a string alignment. If I can bring that true, then I'll be happy. A lot of times, and I was going to show you this, is you can take a crescent wrench and actually put it on your bow, and as you heat it, you can weight one side of it, and you can actually help untwist that bow. So if I can just get the string alignment just a little bit better, then I will be very happy. Today I'm going to be doing this inside with a heat gun, but you can do this outside with an open flame. I've both bent bows and also hardened the bellies of bows with an open flame in a fire pit. All right, so what I got is I got a piece of wood that I can lay on top of with the bow and slide against. I got this 2x4 that the bow can go back against, so I'm going to be clamping it here, which is just past your point of view, and I'll be clamping it here. And then this will be up against this block. This block is very important. This is a space. So then I'm going to squeeze this in right here. And as I squeeze this in, it's going to bend this limb out. Now the long process is the heating process, and that's going to take just a little while, but longer than you want to see, so we'll edit some of this out. One thing I want to make sure of is that I heat the belly of the bow more than the back of the bow. If you want to make a mistake, I'd rather make a mistake in the belly, especially since I'm not done tillering. definitely changing. You know what I mean? There's that sharp spring, that, you know, all that stored power in the wood. But as you're heating this up, you're gonna feel that change, and yeah, I'm starting to see that oil soak in a little bit deeper, and I'm starting to feel as I push sideways against this, I'm feeling that soft, spongy feeling, and not spongy like the rings, that crackling, but just a soft elastic feeling. And that's just letting me know that those wood fibers are heated up, and yep, it's doing it even more. Alright, so what I do is I'm going to keep that heat on there as best I can. Alright, so here's the heat. I'm going to do my center clamp first because that's what I really like. I'm going to not do it too tight. I'm going to do this one a whole lot tighter though. And whoops. And that's why I have an extra clamp, because sometimes stuff like that happens. I'm not going to do it. Alright. This heat gun's very hot, so I'm going to put that on the concrete. I'm going to grab this clamp. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to push this down. And I'm going to start squeezing in. And I tell you what, some of that twist is coming out of that bow. One thing you're going to want to do is you're really going to want to let this cool all the way down. Whenever you're bending anything, you want to let it get all the way down to as cold as it is, ambient temperature. And then you can release it. Nothing else is going to happen. But on another note, the wood's really dry, and you've taken a lot of the moisture out of it, and it's out of balance from being outside. Or I shouldn't say being outside, but being in ambient temperature. It's out of balance. So you really need to let that acclimate itself before you start bending it and tillering it, because it's so much different than everything else. Alright, let's check out what we got. Gotta put this string center to center on the bow, and if you can see right there in the middle of the handle, where the handle is right there, I'm gonna twist this straight, and you're gonna see it favors that one side that we want it to. Awesome. So it's dead center, right in the handle, but favors that one side, just ever so slightly. That's exactly what we want. We want that string to favor that side, so that arrow has less to curve around. So yeah, that's cool. So we're not going to have to mess with the other side, but there it is. So it's got that curve right there in the handle and right up towards the end. So that's awesome. So that's really exciting. So this video was really hard for me to make. It was really hard for me to bring you in and show you the heat treating process. One thing that's very challenging about it is you really don't know until you know. You're gonna do it, and you're gonna realize real quick that you did it too much. You went too far, you did too much. Then other times you're gonna realize you didn't do enough and you're not doing anything. So it's a real balance and a real feel. It's a real art to it, and it's something I'm not really good at, but I wanted to show you that even if you're a beginner and you run into a piece of wood that you'd like to make a bow out of, that let's say you were given, you found, someone was going to throw away, and you said, that's a really good piece of wood that I can make a bow out of. I just want to encourage you that you can heat treat and heat and bend that bow and make it work for you. And the most important thing is really that that string comes right through the center of the handle, so that that bow's not twisting in your hand as you pull it back to shoot it. So you want it to come right across the handle. And we'll talk about some of the other things in the tillering. So I can't wait to get this bow done and further along. And I've enjoyed making these videos where you guys can see them. So I hope you enjoy it too. And in the next videos, we're going to start the tillering process. All right. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, then post it in the comments and subscribe. Until then, thanks for watching.